Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, part one of my interview with extraordinary architect Paul Steelman of Steelman Partners, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday, trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, I am very excited because we have the opportunity to interview a legendary architect of Las Vegas. Paul Steelman is the head of Steelman Partners. It is just an absolute pleasure to have you on the program, sir.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much, Sam, for having me. It's a great honor to be on your show.
Get out of here. It's taken me a year and a half to get you on, and I'm thrilled. So let's just start with something. I don't know, this story came into my mind, and I wanted to share it to see how this affected your life. When I was a little kid, maybe 9 or 10, I used to cut out these pieces of paper that looked like a television set, and I would put in there, starring Sam Shad, directed by Sam Shad, written by Sam Shad, produced by Sam Shad. And who knew that all these years later, I would actually end up with some of those titles.
Yes, you will.
When you were a little kid, did you dream of designing buildings?
I was very fortunate. My father's an architect. So for many years, my father had an addition to our home, of which I would walk in, toddle in there all the time and see what he was doing. I started working for him when I was 5 or 6 years old, running blueprints and poching walls and things like this. I always loved it. I built a house with him in 1967 when I was 12. We did a prefabricated house and took it up to Vermont and put it up in 12 days. So I always loved architecture, and I was really considering, as I grew older, that I would become an architect. And yes, I did everything possible at that time, drawing classes and mechanical drawing classes and things of this nature, to become an architect. Although I diverted slightly during the year, during our space race in 1969, that I was very interested in being an aeronautical engineer as well. But I eventually settled on architecture. And of course, my father was very happy that
Sure.
I followed him in his profession. I obviously respected him. I'm happy that my daughter now is following in the profession as well. It is a difficult profession. There's no question.
Why?
It is difficult because you're pleasing a lot of clients in a lot of different tastes, and so many architects have a specific style, but at the end of the day, we do not. We have a style of our clients, and that's me growing up with my mentors in this particular gaming business. I was able to really learn about the business of this and designing for them, and that's what it makes it difficult, but fun all the time.
Well, if somebody is a successful business person, there's nobody that knows better how to sell their business than those people. And if you can absorb that, you can create what they desire.
That's correct. We do understand what our clients want. There's a fortunate thing that many of our clients worldwide, they want one thing.
Which is?
Las Vegas.
Still
Today. You talk to a person in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Macau, in Korea, in England, London. What do they want? They want Las Vegas. Everybody wants Las Vegas. So what is Las Vegas? That's what you have to give them.
And what is it today?
Well, Las Vegas is, number one, it's constantly changing, upgrading, keeping itself ahead of all markets, and differentiating that type of visit that you have, differentiating your experience. And we've come a long ways in our experiences, but over the years, Las Vegas in 1950 was about sitting at the sands, gambling, seeing Frank Sinatra and Count Basie in the Copa room. And, as life has gone on, it became about seeing Mystere and about unbelievable visits and food and beverage and having the greatest group of retailers here in the world and close proximity. And then a wonderful convention center that ties everybody together. And they say within that structure of tourism, conventions, now sports, soon to be movies, what do you build that can accommodate all these fantastic uses, increase their utilization, increase the tourist visit, the tourist stay, increase the time they spend here, and increase the fun value that they talk about Las Vegas. I mean, how many times do you go and check in somewhere and you say, well, I'm from Nevada or from Las Vegas? Or, oh, wow, I was there once. That's, I mean, from a taxi driver in London to a clerk in Malaysia or Hong Kong or a salesperson. Oh my gosh, I'm from Las Vegas is a welcome word.
The irony of what you're saying is that when gaming expanded to New Jersey, everybody said Vegas is finished. And the people who were in the know said, no. Everybody will go to Atlantic City, and once they've seen Atlantic City, they will want to go to Las Vegas, and that's exactly what happened.
Right. Well, that's true. There was one guy who didn't say that, of course.
That would be Mr. Wynn?
That was Steve Wynn, of course. He always loved Nevada, loved Las Vegas, and he believed in the Las Vegas experience. And, he was only in New Jersey to make some money. And he was out before you knew it, and with the money to build the Mirage. So I think he sold the Mirage in, 86? He only really operated that casino for 5 years. And boom, we were here in Nevada building the most incredible project that anybody had ever thought of in their entire life. And it was a tremendous experience. It started a boom in Las Vegas that still hasn't ended today.
Correct. And I watched some of the TV interviews you did at the time of the closing of the Mirage as they are remodeling.
Yes.
What was different about that in the sense that it went, to my mind, from being just a building to a living, breathing thing? Am I right about that?
You're right, Sam. You're definitely right about that. It became something that became in people's consciousness. I mean, in 1989, 1990, a visit to Las Vegas could be simultaneously corrected, I'm visiting the Mirage.
Right.
Because the two became interchangeable. And Steve Wynn not only thought about the 16 million tourists that were supposedly coming to Las Vegas at that particular period of time, but he thought he wasn't about building a better place for the people that come. He was about expanding the tourism base of Las Vegas, which of course the Mirage did. You know, with these buildings experience tremendous tourism, 30, 40, 50,000 people per day. And, you know, Steve Wynn was one of the first guys to really recognize that.
Well, it was amazing at the time, for those of us that were following this, that for the opening of the Mirage, they needed to do $1 million a day. For Bellagio, it was $2 million a day, and for Wynn, it was $3 million a day. Was there nervousness within the organization of whether they could accomplish that?
No, not at all.
Really?
Not at all, not at all. I mean, Steve tells a famous story about that, a very, very good story. You know, there was a lot of consternation. There was people in different financial magazines commenting, you know, he borrowed junk bond money and so forth and so on. Oh, he had to make $1 million a day, which seemed like an unheard of amount, especially when most casinos were doing 1/5 of that. And he was standing next to a Wall Street Journal reporter, and the gal asked him, as the people were coming in during the opening day in 1989, when will you break even here? When will you be to a break even? Steve Wynn looked around and he said, 20 minutes ago. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if we build something powerful enough, we know that people will take part of their 168-hour visit to Las Vegas, and they will spend 3 or 4 hours there. And no matter what home hotel they're at. But it has to be significantly powerful. It has to be significantly different. It can't be what they see in their shopping mall at home. It has to be what Las Vegas is.
When they built the Palms, one of the things that was interesting about that property was it seemed to be designed for 2 distinct groups. During the day, it was older people. They were going to be playing bingo, going to the movie theaters, and magically, as the evening fell, it was going to become a young, hip place. It seems to have grown into so much more in the planning process for these new resorts.
It has. There's no doubt about it. The resorts are planned for all the uses, and they are.
Okay, sorry, I have to stop you. How do you wrap your head around? See, that's the thing for me, and why I admire architects so much, is that I can put one thing on the table and accomplish that, maybe 2. But you have to think of so much. How do you fit all that inside your brain?
Well, I'm very fortunate that I have a very good, unbelievable creative group of clients who, number one, welcome ideas, buy into unusual ideas, buy into the new resort trends, which are more suited to social media. And these creative clients, like Steve Wynn, he had the birth of so many creative developers. And Las Vegas is the place they want to come. They want to be creative. Now, how do I wrap my head around all of them? Well, we're very good at 3Ds. You know, we're very good at illustrating what we have in mind. We're very good at client integration, to integrate whatever we have in mind with the client, let him understand it, and see if this is something that can fit within the Las Vegas formula to, in fact, do something different.
What is the Las Vegas formula?
Well, Las Vegas formula is interesting. We have a lot of rules about that. Sam, you've probably heard some of them over the years. Some I've been fortunate enough to garner a lot of these rules from some of the greatest, Steve Wynn and Kersner, and even Kirk Corian, and even some of his henchmen, Fred Benninger and people like that. And you know, I think what we want to do with our buildings, the most thing, if we had one thought, which is, it's hard to give you 170 thoughts during an interview. If we had one thought, that thought was to pique the curiosity of the guest to explore the building. That's what we have to do. If you walk into any one of our buildings, and some you have, look left and look right and see it all, well, it's over. So consequently, we want to pique the curiosity of the guest, and we want to satisfy their emotions There are emotional needs for architecture and design within that design.
What does that mean?
Okay, well, that's interesting. First off, what did Steve Wynn always do in the lobby? One emotion. Wow.
Right.
Okay. That's what we need to do in the lobby. We don't need to do that in a casino. That's a mistake. While in the casino, I never forget, we had a group from Monte Carlo, from Casino Monte Carlo, that came here during the Rio and looked at the Sky Parade in the Rio. And the casino guys said, look down when the Sky Parade was happening. And everybody in the casino was looking up. Well, that's not the place to do a wow. The slot machines will win less money, the tables will, the labor costs will be up. So what did Steve Wynn do? Wow in the lobby. Empowerment in the casino. We have to make you feel like James Bond. So if you go into the pit at Caesars, the 1966 pit that Jay Sarno did, that pit that's on grade at one level and a few steps up to the main casino at the other, and that chandelier still remains today from 1966. Probably the most powerful gaming space in all of Las Vegas, because it makes everybody feel like they're James Bond. Steve always had a thing, hated mirrors, even though he has visual problems. But once we put a mirror in a casino like Bob Stupak would do, well, you would look at yourself and, it's over. You're not James Bond. You are you. So consequently, empowerment. When we go to the restaurants, we have to make people feel a little bit like they're in home, like they're in a unique, new home, a restful sort of place. And that's what we need to do. Now, over the period of time, I think the Sphere has changed a lot of things for us here.
Why?
The Sphere has changed that. They have changed the face of entertainment. There's no question in my mind that the Sphere has changed the face of entertainment.
I just found out it's an 18K.
18K. That makes sense. I mean, it's really, really unbelievable. The entertainment experiences, I think almost anybody that's there, the entertainment experiences are must-see. And I think now all the theaters that we're designing in Las Vegas will have some of the mentality of the Sphere. I think most of the arenas, the new arenas that will be built here in Las Vegas, will have the mentality of the Sphere. Will they be as good as the Sphere? Probably not. Because the Sphere obviously cost $2.5 billion. It's a 17,000 seat theater.
Costs more than Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, for sure it did. And but then again, Mr. Dolan did a wonderful job. It was a Skunk Works project, a one-off. I'm sure the next one will cost a lot less.
Right.
And
which will be in the Emirates.
Yeah, wherever it is, the next one. I think that he could possibly. It's a shame it's not part of a resort. I mean, $2.5 billion. It probably should be on the Strip. It should be a part of a resort.
Well, but you can walk to the Venetian. The Sands gave up the land for the property, and so you can come out either into the parking lot or walk straight down, and those restaurants are very busy. We have to take a commercial break because I have to pay for some of this. Okay. Let's take a break. We'll come back much more with Paul Steelman after this time out.
Thank you.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
The new year is bringing so much fun to Tamarack Casino with cash and free play drawings Thursdays and Saturdays, and $40,000 in grand finale giveaways Thursday, February 27th. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Paul Steelman, the noted architect and heads up Steelman Partners, design casinos all over the world. You can Google him so you can see the giant list of all the properties that he has been involved in over the years. I just wanted to get your thoughts on a couple of the names that you mentioned. Kirk Kerkorian.
Kirk was a very interesting guy. I met him several times. When he pushed a contract in front of you, you had to sign it. You couldn't read it because there was no changes allowed. So consequently, I mean, when I pushed the contract, when we did the construction documents and some of the design documents for the theme park, I wanted to read it, and they said to me, no, Mr. Kukorian will not allow you to read it. Sign this contract or else. And so, you know, he was an unbelievable.
Did you sign it?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I signed it because, you know,
I love that theme park, by the way. I know it's gotten a lot of grief over the years.
It has,
but my wife and I loved it.
$32 million, that's all it cost, 58 buildings it was, 58 buildings, 18 rides and attractions. But I mean, he was a very interesting guy. He was really the father of the integrated resort. A lot of people think Sheldon is, but, you know, in essence, Kirk Kerkorian was. I mean, he was build it bigger, bigger, bigger. And, you know, some of his, some of the books that have been written about him are absolutely incredible. His autobiography, that is written about him, what a man he was, that you really didn't know how much money that he gave away to people, his philanthropic efforts throughout this valley, and were absolutely incredible.
My favorite was when, after the fire, the insurance companies didn't want to pay. And he said to his team, we are going to pay. These are our customers and our friends, and let the insurance companies face the public response if they don't pay.
Right. Exactly.
He paid and they paid.
I know he did. He was an amazing guy, and really the mega hotel started with MGM. And of course that is part of the hotel formula today.
Okay.
And so he's an unbelievable businessman.
Let's take one more quick break, and then we're going to do 2 shows with Paul, so stick around. We'll be right back. As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's Development Company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's Development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Here on 7 at 7, we're bringing you the local headlines in just 7 minutes.
We've got you covered in the morning, evening, and for all breaking news in between and as it happens.
Life is busy, and we don't waste your time. Join us for local news now streaming on our YouTube page.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
A new year brings new ways to win big with the $150,000 flurry of cash giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Thursday and Saturday prize drawings, including up to $5,000 in cash and up to $10,000 during the grand prize giveaways, only at the Carson Valley Inn.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with the architect Paul Steelman of Steelman Partners. You mentioned a name that doesn't pop up very often. So your thoughts rather on Saul Kerzner, Atlantis in the Bahamas.
Right. Well, Saul Kerzner is in the Gaming Hall of Fame. Steve Wynn introduced him and said, oh, we have our little part, Steve Wynn does, and the people in Las Vegas, and we have our part of Las Vegas. And here's a guy who has the whole country, Saul Kerzner. Saul Kerzner did so many casino resorts in South Africa. Our first one that we designed together with Henry Conversano was the Lost City, which took us about 2 years to do, directly after he walked into the Mirage. When Saul walked into the Mirage, and we took him into the ballroom, and it was a 40,000 square foot ballroom, he said, Paul, I need one of these. Now, he was the ultimate promoter, Saul. He had unbelievable tastes. He loved fine design. He loved the people experience. He was the first guy to build water parks, pools that were water parks adjacent to his hotels and casinos. He had these unbelievable experiences that he created for people. And as you would walk in Sun City with Saul, every single employee would come up to Mr. Saul and say hello. Every single one. They loved him. He was an unbelievable character, man. And he really, we wanted, he designed a building here on the corner of Sahara and the Strip. And we wanted him desperately to come to Las Vegas, but wasn't to be.
We'll take a break. We're going to do a second show with Paul, so please stay tuned to watch for that. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. And our thanks to the staff and management of the Ahern Hotel for taking good care of us as always. Stay here when you're in Las Vegas. We'll see you on the next broadcast.